That July-August vacation, I often hear people say, wow, teachers get so much vacation. That July-August period, there are things that a teacher has to do within that period. They have to make lesson plans for each class each academic class they're going to teach for the entire academic year. So if they have, out of 7 or 8 periods, they have 4 teaching periods a day, which is 20 a week, which is 80 a month. For 9 months, they have 700, over 700 lesson plans to make. Then there is the schemes of work. They have to plan those lessons, and they have to plan based on the syllabus. They have to plan based on the teaching level, in other words, the form. You cannot deliver the same material to children of different ages. It has to be age specific. It has to take into consideration all of the learning styles. It has to have some type of built-in assessment, whether it's written or oral, and it has to fit within 35 to 45 minutes. So it takes a lot of careful planning. Also, form teachers have form teachers' duties, reports to make, and the academic year has other things, disciplinary hearings and all sorts of other things that the teacher has to do. So that July-August period is not a rest period for the teacher. The Christmas vacation is usually a time when the teacher marks the end of term Christmas examinations. And the Easter, that 2-week vacation, usually is a time when the teacher marks school-based assessments for CXC and they mark mock exams, the examination teachers. So that it is not a very relaxed time for teachers. And you are asking, when do teachers get to rest? They only get to rest because of the system of specialization. Let me explain that. So, what is specialization? Simply put, specialization is the advantage gained through repetition. So if someone does something over and over again, the more they do it, the better they get at doing it. If someone makes pizza every day, whole day, eventually it will take them a very short time to make a pizza. They might start off taking an hour and end up taking only 20 minutes because the action of doing something over and over again makes the person very good at it and cuts down the time they take to do it. With teaching, specialization is very important because for the first year of a teacher's teaching life, they have all those lesson plans and all those schemes of work and all of those handouts, all of those class tests, all of those midterm and end of term exams, all of those reading lists, all of those charts. They have everything to make. For the second year, they would have the resources from the first year and they can add variations. Third year, by the fourth year, the teacher has an arsenal of teaching tools from which to plan and from which to work. Because if the syllabus doesn't change, and syllabi don't change, very often, maybe every 10, 15 years, by the fourth year, a teacher teaching one subject will have built up the teaching resources in order to deliver each lesson of that subject. Now, as I was saying, after year 1 or year 2 or even up to year 3, after you work tirelessly right through those years without rest, the teacher will finally get to rest. So, given everything that I've just explained, what do you think would happen if they give a teacher a new subject or a new class to teach every single academic year? What do you think will happen? For every new subject and for every new class, the teacher has to start at square one, building the arsenal of tools. And if a teacher gets a new class or a new subject every year, for instance, in my case, if I teach principles of business to Form 4, Form 5, I teach management of business to lower 6, upper 6, I teach economics, I teach Forms 4, 5, lower 6, upper 6, I teach social studies, Form 4 and 5. And this is being added every year. When you add Forms 1, 2, and 3, business studies, what do you think is going to happen to the teacher? You add Caribbean studies at upper 6 level. What do you think is going to happen to the teacher? What happens to the teacher is what happened to me. The teacher never actually gets to rest. Those Christmas, Easter, and July, August vacations that everyone thinks that the teacher is getting so much rest and so much, so much a nice time, the teacher will never ever get to rest because the teacher cannot rely on the process of specialization to build the teaching tools necessary to deliver the lessons so that the children can learn. Lesson plans are very important. A lot of things have to be packed in 35 to 45 minutes, and all of those things have to be done outside of the classroom. They are not done inside the classroom. It's called planning for a reason. The teacher goes in there knowing what they are going to do. It's not guesswork. And if the teacher has to do that, make all of those lesson plans and all of those new schemes of work and all of those new materials, the handouts, the class exercises, the midterms and the end of term examinations, the tiny assessments, if the teacher has to do that for each academic year, what happens over a period of years is that the teacher never actually gets a vacation. And that is what happened to me.